Black men, I'm going to put this on us sisters too. We practice color. I think the colorism of black men in the dating world supersedes the colorism of sisters in the dating world.
See, we never, you don't hear this conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
yes,
now
sir.
What do you mean by that?
Black men are extremely biased against dark-skinned black women. I've been in rooms. I've been in events, and this is a global phenomenon too. It's not limited here. It's a Pan-African issue. I've been in spaces, right, where there might be 3 or 4 sisters over there. They are all attractive. But the dark sister, in some cases, stunningly beautiful. Stunningly beautiful. And the brother would always go to one of the lighter ones just because she was light. I've seen this repeatedly and consistently. I hear young men say they only date light skin. Look at the gangster rap community. Many of our prominent gangster rappers have at least one song where they either condemn dark-skinned women or promote light-skinned women. Jay-Z, he has a song earlier years where he says he only dates the wavy light skin.
Yeah.
Him being with Beyonce is not an accident. He probably would never consider a dark-skinned woman. I'm not trying to say Mr. Carter is a light-skinned supremacist, but going off of his lyrics, he may definitely qualify for one. Our dark-skinned sisters who are just as beautiful as our browns and our yellows are being overlooked by black men because they don't have a complexion that approximates the slave master.
That's, and we never really talk about
it has permeated the black consciousness community. I'm going to put my black conscious people on blast too. And by black consciousness, I'm loosely referring to all the brothers who claim to be woke in some way or another, including scholars, elders, and youth. If you go through the conscious community, 99% of all the conscious talking heads have women who can pass a brown paper bag test. You're not going to tell me it's a pure coincidence that most of our black scholars, most of our young conscious brothers in the YouTubian world, you can't tell me it's purely coincidence that 99% of them have women who can pass the brown paper bag test. Our dark-skinned sisters are not in short supply. We are simply overlooking them. And I'll tell you this, and I'll be quiet. For a long time, I said I would only marry a dark-skinned sister, because I saw how they got overlooked. And working in the schools, I saw how the chocolate girls were always the last to be approached. So I said, I'm going to marry a chocolate queen and put the chocolate women back on the map. And then I had to sit down one day. And I said, if you do that, you practicing dark skin supremacy. You is fair skin, is tan, is brown. You may miss out on the woman you need to complete your mission here on earth, because you're now saying that you have a one-track mind that will only date chocolate, but your queen may actually be of another complexion. So I had to check myself, because in wanting to defend my chocolate, beautiful African queens, I almost became a chauvinist myself against light-skinned women. And I'm going to put this on black men. We got to stop worshiping skin color and disrespecting and dismissing our chocolate women.
So because, this is a really great conversation with you, because you're a doctor of clinical psychology, and this thing really does get psychological, because when I'm thinking about the women I've dated, and even some of, the dark-skinned women that have gotten very vulnerable with me, all of them in their honesty have communicated challenges dealing with men, dealing with just different areas of their lives associated with that part of it.
Yes.
And do you find that just overall, the darker skinned women are probably dealing with more insecurity or self-worth issues at scale?
Yes. The light skin supremacy that our beautiful dark skinned sisters have to put up with is an extra layer of pain they carry. But guess what? Although it is worse than what the extremely pale skinned sisters have to deal with, I would say second to the chocolate sisters' trauma around skin color is the pale skin sisters' trauma around skin color. The super light, bright queens, they also go through a lot of trauma. It's not as much as the dark. I want to be clear about that, but they go through it. I see it in the schools. The light skinned girl with the green eyes, they got to fight every day. Now, the
Mm,
dark skinned one's going to be called ugly African booty scrap, right?
right.
But the light skinned one, she getting her face scratched out every day. They bite, you understand? Because they assuming because she's light skinned with hazel eyes, she thinks she better when she may not. So if you exist on either extreme of the color continuum within the African kingdom, you suffer.
That's true.
If you're a tan and a brown, you safe.
Mm.
But if you a super light bright, super chocolate, you're going to suffer. But without question, the chocolate suffer way more.
And I would say this.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Beryl. I hope that your Christmas holidays have been going fantastic. Those who don't celebrate Christmas holidays, I'm hoping that most people have December as their holidays. I'm hoping yours has been fantastic and is going on well. So you have watched the video of Dr. Umar when he's discussing on how most black men prefer lighter women. And who is Dr. Omar Johnson? Dr. Omar is a prominent activist who often discusses topics related to race, culture, and relationships within the African diaspora. So that is Dr. Omar for you. So he is able to actually discuss the interview. You can clearly see that he knows what he's talking about because this is something most of us have faced, most men have gone through, and most women have also been challenged through. So we are here to see that most why do most black men prefer lighter skinned women? This goes way back to our original roots, which is actually where during the colonial period. So we can actually trace these occasions to the point that most black people saw white people as their leaders, their supremacy because they're white, we were black. They're the ones who are able to colonize us. So they're the ones who took charge. So most black men and most people consider white people as leaders, and that's why they tend to support them. So that is another fact that we are able to see from this. It's also a colonial standard of beauty because I don't know where it came from, but if you're light skinned, you're beautiful. If you're dark, you're not beautiful. And that has been going on for quite some time, for centuries. We are hoping that it changes, and with the modern world, we are able to know and identify beauty with other another thing other than colorism, other than just colorism, just anything else but colorism, any other aspect. Um, so apart from this being traced way back through colonial sorry through colonial rule that was taking place back then, we saw Africans saw white people as the people, the supreme, the one that you want to look like because they're the ones who are managing you, they colonized us, etc. So that is one thing why most people prefer being light than being dark because dark is being associated to those who are oppressed, but light, the supreme rulers. Another thing is um, most men or most people have taken racism to a step. It's internalized in their minds because of what happened during those times. Black people have been devalued because of their skin color. Black people have been made to feel that like the minor because of just the skin color. They don't consider what's in your mind or anything, but just what you think, and that will make you less of a person. So, with racism, this has made most men also be part of that type of community to take this concept in real life by, how do I put this? By being racist, also kind of. They just want to choose black people, white people, because they're everything. They are the beauty standards. They are the ones who seem to be the best rulers and all. Yeah. So another point I'm able to pick from that is I actually wrote them down. Yeah, I actually wrote them down. just try to go through them. Another point is media representation. In mainstream media, lighter skinned women are given more representation as a symbol of beauty. You can see that most adverts are actually taking white women to be the one to, you know, advertise for them. It's just in rare occasions that they'll pick someone with my skin color, right? So this is some of the reasons giving more black men such courage to just want white people other than black people. Yeah, this actually should stop. We The color is just different. I might have a good skincare routine. Nivea might just pick me, but who knows? Other brands can just take a light skinned person because it's more pleasing to the audience than a black person being the one to represent. Another point is also called psychological conditioning. This is whereby um, you have over generations, most people who are light skinned have been associated with a higher societal ranks. It's not every day you'll meet a billionaire that is black. So that's what the society is trying to bring out there. So with this, our black men would rather go for someone who a lady who is light skinned than the person who has the same color as them. So those are some of the reasons why Dr. Umar is trying to say that men prefer light skinned women than dark skinned women. And with the comments, with just different TikTok videos compilation, you can see that this is something that is happening. It's not something made up. Most of our brothers really, really do prefer girls who are light skinned, even if let's say, let's not put them as white, let's say someone who is black, who is an African, but if we are put in the same category and they're lighter than you, most men would go for someone who is lighter than someone who has a dark skin complexion. Why? It's just in them, in most of them. But um it's something that it's unexplainable, and I'd like to actually just know the reason why, on the apart from the points I shared that might have lead or be leading black men to choose the white or light skinned women. I, I still don't get it. If you're a man, please comment down below. Just tell us what's happening. Why are you preferring someone who is light skinned or someone who is white over your fellow black women? Black lives matter, you know. Anyway, so guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm hoping you enjoy your holidays. Please comment down below because I've never faced this type of colorism before in my life. So if you have an experience, please share it below. I'm truly sorry that you have to go through that. But do not worry, we're here to listen and we don't judge. And we're here to give you a shoulder just to understand. We need to actually get to the roots of it. Why would you do something like that to someone? Why would you be a colorist? We might be having different skin tonations, but we are the same. The blood is still red. So if you're a man, please comment down below convincing us why would you choose someone who is light skinned. Please, we need an explanation to this. Thank you so much, guys. Like, subscribe, come for more content. Bye.